Hi, lovely people. Lovely to see you again. Another SRT group clearing for you, this time on perfectionism. Clearing perfectionism, another request that's come in, and I'm really happy to honour the requests. I've got a whole list of requests, so if I haven't got to yours yet, I'm so sorry. Some of them I might sort of combine a bit because some people call certain things a certain way. And I think I'll combine it with some others. That probably doesn't make much sense, but it will when I do the clearings. So remember to set your intention to receive the benefits of this clearing. That's really important. After that, you can turn the volume down, stop watching the video if you don't want to, but just allowing yourself to receive the benefits of this clearing by setting that intention, and you'll get it whether you can hear it or not, whether you can see it or not. So and then have it maybe running in the background, something like that. So here we go, let's get stuck in. I'm the face behind the pendulum. So let's just turn the camera so that you can see the charts rather than looking at my mug. So, okay, so we're working on perfectionism. We're going to clear perfectionism. We don't want perfectionism there. It's basically, if I cannot be perfect on the inside, I'll make everything in my external environment perfect. Having a cup of tea. We don't need perfectionism. We don't need it on the outside. We just need acceptance and surrender. Nothing has to be perfect all the time. Obviously, we want to always do the best that we can, best of our ability, and give everything the detail that we wish to give it. You know, give it the focus that we wish to give it. Whatever we do, whether it's something from washing the dishes to planting things in our garden, you know, the whole Zen approach is to focus and be completely in that moment, completely focused on that one thing that we're doing, and give it all of our energy. So whatever you do, give it all of your energy, whatever you are doing today, rather than, oh, I'm thinking about this, but I'm doing that, and I'm also juggling that, and I'm also doing that, because you're not giving everything all of your energy then. So focus on whatever it is that you're doing today. Give it all of your energy at that particular moment in time. Focus completely. If you're in the gym, focus on the gym. If you're swimming, focus only on the swimming. If you're shopping, focus only on the shopping, and so on. So if you're working, focus only on the work instead of thinking, oh, what shall I have for dinner tonight? You know. So yeah, let's do this. So the whole perfectionism, and it's running at 0% positive, 100% negative, as I'd expect for a group clearing. And the level of consciousness it's running at is, where does it start to change? Vector level. So I'm just going to get the teams, high self teams that work with you, to do a clearing for you, raising it from vector level all the way up to radiant love new paradigm level, raising up to 100 positive, down to 0 negative from where it is, by clearing away any programs, blocks, illusions, anything at all. This is a level of consciousness. It is back to front, I'm afraid, so I don't think you can see it except for back to front. And here we have incarnational level down here, which is the earth level, and then we have layers that are below this chart that go below, and we have layers, obviously we get to the top of this chart, which is what it used to be. This used to be the top, but with all the expansion we have all these layers now as well, and 100 and something feet off the page as well. Such is the expansion of consciousness now. So we're clearing away all perfectionism, that need to be perfect, the need to do everything perfectly. We'll never do everything perfectly, and there will always be, you know, what will seem perfect to you will not be perfect to somebody else. So it's a very subjective perspective, and it does come from us. You know, if I can't be perfect on the inside, I will make everything on the outside of me perfect. So it means that there's some kind of judgment going on inside of you there. So we're going to clear away that judgment that's leading to that perfection. We can spend hours and hours and hours trying to get everything perfect sometimes. It's such a waste. Such a waste of time, really. You know, I'm all for focusing, but, you know, give something all of our attention, all of our focus, the absolute best you can give it. And that's enough. It's enough. You can always go back to something later if you wish, but let's not strive too much for perfectionism. You'll never get there. There will always be something wrong with it in your mind because of that judgment, that internal judgment. Right. Clearing away your teams there. I'm working with the God team as usual. So what can I tell you today? The Infinite Council is a group of souls at the I am level who are infinite in number, consciousness, and ability. Incarnated beings who have developed a higher consciousness may have the Infinite Council working with them. There are 1,999 levels of this council. There you go. For those that have individual clearings, or if it comes up in this clearing of an imprint of brain damage, and that comes up on chart 5 and 13. An imprint of brain damage is sometimes registered at birth. The birth process may have been long and difficult. The doctor may have used forceps in the delivery process and thought, I do hope I don't damage this child's brain. The child may have recorded it as actual brain damage and could manifest that imprint as part of its expression. Seldom is there actually any brain damage. It may also have come from beliefs from another lifetime as well. So it's amazing what we pick up in the womb and at birth and the initial days after. It's so important to create that healthy environment for babies coming in, because they're absorbing everything. Still clearing away. Thank you for all your suggestions, by the way. That's brilliant. There's so many I could do, and I've received a lot by email as well. So my apologies if I haven't got to yours yet. I am working through the list, taking the most popular ones first. Thank you for those that have donated as well. That's really wonderful, wonderful. There's a link, there's a PayPal link down below if you wish to donate. It all helps, and I'm eternally grateful. So grateful. Thank you. Still clearing away. There'll be a lot of judgment there behind the need to be perfect, the need for perfectionism. If you want really powerful clearings, then obviously do buy my package, SRT Package, on my website, and that consists of 3 clearings and brain restructuring. Right, okay, so where we're going to go first then for this perfectionism that we're shifting. Chart 6A, which is the master program. So let's have a look and see what's coming up in connection with that. Outside left, fear, of course. Outside left, powerless. Inside left, betrayal. Inside right, failure, of course. Inside right, envy. That's an interesting one. Okay, so let's just get those cleared. I'm not going to question anymore because it's a group clearing, but I'm just going to ask your teams to clear any past life and ancestral roots across all time, space and dimension. Interesting about envy coming up. So there is that with perfectionism. Sometimes I have to be better than the next person out there. I have to be more successful. I have to produce a better piece of work. I need to be better because I'm not feeling good enough inside. And that's where that whole competition thing comes from as well. I have to do better. They're doing well. I have to compete. I have to do better than them. Is all because you're not feeling good enough inside. Each of us has something unique to offer the world, and we can all help each other be successful in doing that creative endeavor, in producing that creative endeavor. So without worrying whether they're going to take away our business or not, you know. And if they do, if someone out there is taking away your business, then let them. Give them your blessing. Give them your blessing. Maybe that person is ready to move on. That client is ready to move on. Maybe that client hasn't learned what they need to learn, and that person coming in will help them do that. Maybe there's something there for you that's been shown to you that you need to learn about. So if you are in business and you find that, then with your blessing, let them go. Let them go, because if that client is meant to work with you, they will be back. So there could be all sorts of reasons, you know, when that happens. So what you want is, you know, good quality clients as well. So this is for those that are in business, you know, clients that are going to commit to their transformation, clients that are going to commit to their healing. For some reason, I'm going into mentoring here, so I don't know why. So whoever's watching this, it's if it resonates with you, that's great. So we've still got abandonment. We've still got on master programs. We've got abandonment and appeasement also. So let's just get those cleared as well at all levels of consciousness, across all time, space, and dimension, across all energy bodies as well. Abandonment and appeasement, master programs and discordant energy, please, across all levels of consciousness, for your highest good. It's amazing all the judgments that fall into perfectionism, quite a few. With my tea. There it is. Oh, lovely. I'm a herbal tea drinker. I've not touched caffeine for, God, 15, 17, 18 years now, something like that. And I love a nice cup of herbal tea. Still clearing away. How are you all today? I hope you're keeping well. Right, we are now on to chart 10A. Am I going to make it 15 minutes? No, of course not. Chart 10A, I always seem to go over time. So inhibitors we've got. Do we need to research the inhibitors for the group? No. Subconscious clutter, blocks and interference. Used to be decaying universe, but it's changed now. Do I need to investigate the blocks and interference? No. Anything else in this chart? Balance the positive and negative energy. Anything on the outside? No. So let's do all that, please. My God team and high self teams, clearing all that subconscious clutter, all those inhibitors away. Balancing the positive and negative energy, harmonizing that, please, and clearing any blocks, interference at this level of consciousness. This chart is situated at God level of consciousness, which, of course, traditionally you would assume was the very top, but in this system it isn't, because of all the expansion in recent years. So an inhibitor is anything that tends to limit or inhibit our full spiritual potential or expression of life. Inhibitors were set up to discourage the soul from incarnating. Inhibitors were applied to the emotions by God in an attempt to limit their destructive potential. Unfettered emotions of the inhabitants of Maldek destroyed the planet, which is now the asteroid belt. The emotions are creative and can be used to heal. As we learn to properly use the emotions, we want the inhibitors removed so we have full access to our healing creative potential. Right, okay, lovely. Where are we going next then, this group clearing? We're going to chart 14, which is the pre-fall of consciousness, creating the illusion. And we have a misuse of energy in creating, conscious mind programs type 1 and type 2. The etheric body is out of balance. We have animal consciousness programs that need clearing, other souls that are bonded to the soul, subtle ethers, it's pretty much everything on here, light energy discord, and energy forms attached at higher levels. So let's just clear this entire chart, please, for everybody that's watching. That's quite a lot going on there. So all the high self teams there that are working with you and my God team, let's clear every aspect of this chart for everyone that's watching this video for their highest good across all time, space and dimensional elevation, seeds, roots, branches, all energy bodies, please. So normally what would happen in individual clearings, I'd investigate a little bit more with some of these and find out how many energy forms, is there any research needed for those, how many animal consciousness programs there are, how many souls are bonded to the soul, is there a particular reason for that that's coming in, what's what's caused that. Sometimes I need to research, sometimes I don't. So if you have animal consciousness programs running, it's because you've chosen your soul's evolution through the animal kingdom. Not everybody does that. A lot do. I did. I've cleared a few other lifetimes. I think I cleared about 3 lifetimes as a bird. I remember being a bird. I've had some very vivid visions, past life, that kind of thing with me as a bird, and various other animals. So it's we still hold on to them higher up the chain, and they can affect our human incarnation. So some of the things. So it's quite fascinating, really. When we incarnate, we adopt the belief that we are animals in nature. We can adopt the belief, and these beliefs have caused us difficulties, pain, and all the inherent ills and problems of the human condition with the animal consciousness programs. But one of the major categories of the 2,600 pathways is animal, which comprises 540 of the total. When an animal completes its path of learning, it can advance to pre-Neanderthal, Neanderthal, or full human, depending on the level of intelligence and consciousness it has developed as an animal. There are beings at supreme consciousness level that invest a quantum amount of energy into the animal life force, and it is transformed into a soul at one of the 3 levels mentioned. Animals are not in the image and likeness of God, only humans are. Animals are for our use and enjoyment. We may use them and eat them or enjoy them as pets and companions. That's interesting. An animal is not allowed to harm a human except in self-defense. If an animal kills a human being when they evolve to a human being, the human being may have a self-punishment program. Animals provide many things such as work, food, companionship, and protection for humans. When harmed by humans, they can have reactive energy toward them. Animals give without any desire for reward. Animals have choice. They may choose to be slaughtered or get a paw cut off in a trap or suffer beatings or harm, and they may have reactive energy as a result of those choices. Mankind cannot go backwards to a lower form of life, regardless of how discordant and destructive they have been. When you associate with an animal, you affect their consciousness. The human experience is a factor in the evolution of the animal life force. That's really interesting. I don't know if I agree with all of that. And I don't know if, I'm not sure that if that ties in with the Buddhist beliefs either. So that's certainly what was downloaded to the founder of the system. I have slightly differing views to that, but that's okay. That's okay. We're all at different levels of consciousness, so maybe I haven't learnt something there, or whatever. So it doesn't matter. We all have different views. So even if you disagree profoundly with that, or even if you agree completely with that, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter one way or the other. We're all following our paths of truth. And there are aspects of that don't completely resonate with me on, but that's fine. That's fine. I am where I am, and you are where you are, and we're all in this together regardless anyway. So we've all got our paths of truth to follow. As with all things, only take what resonates with you. If it doesn't resonate with you, don't get upset about it. Don't think that you haven't learnt it yet, or don't think that you're right and they're wrong or anything like that. It's just we have so many other factors feeding into these things that we can't be sure whether it's just because other people know more or other people know less, or we're just coming from a different perspective altogether. We can't be sure. We won't know until we get back to spirit, when we see the full picture, and then we'll get a much better idea of truth. But what resonates with us is also tied in with what the soul has chosen to experience in this lifetime as well. So sometimes it's got nothing to do with how evolved something is. It's got everything to do with how much information resonates with that particular soul path and what that particular soul wants to experience as well. This is what I'm being told. So it's not always as black. Well, it's not as black and white as some people think it is. If the soul's chosen to experience certain things, then only certain information is going to be relevant to that soul, and therefore will resonate with that soul. So we try to explain and understand everything in this consciousness as humans, and we can't possibly understand it all. We'll understand more when we go back to spirit eventually. We just, for now, need to kind of stop resisting, accept, make choices that most benefit us and others, and surrender to a higher power, and shift out some of these things that are holding us back from living a joyful life, a fulfilling life, things that we need to learn about as well. Where we're going next. This is quite a big clearing, actually, the perfectionism. So what have we got? 18 higher level blocks, which is great because that's where the Lords of Karma work from. So it's always great news when we come here. Programs in the conscious mind of 1, blocks from the council within 2,000 levels. Let's get those cleared out for everybody watching this. I'm sorry this has gone on a bit longer than intended already. It's obviously quite a big one, clearing perfectionism. So it's always good news when we get to this chart, because the time has come to release the karma that maybe it's been affecting you. So cycles are closing here, so that's fantastic when we get here. There may be small shifts that start to appear in your life after watching this video. Don't we all take life too seriously? It's hard not to when you're suffering in some kind of way or you're hurting. It's very hard not to. But I think sometimes we have to take a reality check and say, is this situation really as bad as I'm feeling it or I'm making it out to be? You know, there's always someone worse off. Yeah, there's always someone worse off. There's always someone suffering more. There's always a harder situation out there. And sometimes all it needs is a change of perspective to say, actually, I can overcome this. If I look at it this way, it's okay. If I surrender it to a higher power, it's okay. If I just, change my perspective this way, then it won't seem so bad. Chart 28, final forgiveness. Clear for integrity of consciousness, clearing Godhead plans, memories, the master key, clear the void. Let's just get those all cleared for you across all time, space and dimension, elevation, seeds, roots, branches, everything, everywhere. Nearly done. So the Godhead consists of all the souls who have overcome their challenges and risen to the level of the Godhead. This is the Trinity of the Father, infinite consciousness, the Son, divine idea of self-expression, and the Holy Spirit, breath of God, the movement of the ideas of self-expression. The Godhead is not a being. It is many, many beings working as one. There is a Godhead for every one universe, and there are 99 elevations, each one being infinite. There is one spirit lying behind all Godheads. And Godhead elevations, if they point at the Godhead and then move slightly upward, they are referring to the elevations within the Godhead. This is the pendulum pointing to it, which are infinite. Okay, that's more of a technical thing. Here's a useful tip for anyone out there. A goddess of justice, like the sound of that. Anytime there is a legal situation, court situation, or even challenges between people, ask for the goddess of justice. The goddess is blindfolded and holds the scales of justice. She cannot be swayed or manipulated, but simply works to bring about a just and harmonious solution for all concerned. I've never thought of using that before, but I'm going to start using that now should I need to. Ask for the goddess of justice's assistance to create a harmonious and just situation for all concerned, for the highest good, I would add, for the highest good of all. Right, okay, so is there anything else before we go to Mop Up? No, so let's go to Mop Up. Going to Mop Up right now for everybody. And normally in an individual clearing, we'll go through a whole list of instructions with an affirmation as well for the teams to work with. And the Mop Up is where the bulk of the clearing takes place by your teams on the other side of life using their 200 plus charts. So a lot of the shifts will occur in the Mop Up. And in the individual clearings, I can go through and do, get more information similar to what I'm doing here now, but I ask more questions, I go into more depth and go into individual energy bodies as well. And that's really a small amount of the research, because the bulk of the clearing takes place in the prep to work process and the Mop Up process by your teams. They have 200 plus charts, something like that. So they know what they're doing. So we're just mopping up now for everything to do with perfectionism, like anything that can be cleared right now without going into individual packages. I just feel I want to send enormous love to you all, right now. I'm really feeling it in my heart. So anyone that's in need of love and a hug right now, there's a virtual one coming at you. A big hug and lots and lots and lots of love coming from me to you, whoever you are out there. Feels like somebody in particular needs it, maybe more than one, but whoever it is, I hope you can feel it, because I can feel love coming out of my heart to you, whoever it is. or maybe there's a few of you. Open your heart to receive it. You are supported. No matter how it appears, you are supported. Remember, in any situation that is challenging, remember to Ho'oponopono it. I do have a couple of videos on here about Ho'oponopono. One is about 45-50 minutes long, which explains Ho'oponopono in great detail, and how it works. Do check it out. There's quite a few older videos over the last few years on here that may be useful for you. So Ho'oponopono, for anyone that doesn't know, is a Hawaiian mantra, really. It used to be a very long mantra, and then they reduced it right down to 4 lines. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you, thank you. And you can use it on any situation, anything at all. You can use it. And I always find if I put my hand on my heart when I'm using it and allow myself to feel into any situation that's bothering me, and keep repeating over and over and over again, preferably out loud, but you can do it in your head if not, then eventually whatever that judgment is that's bothering me starts to shift, and quite often emotion comes up out of nowhere. And then you carry on saying that over and over again. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you, through the emotion, until you feel a sense of peace, or you break into spontaneous laughter, or you just know that a layer has been removed, even though you know maybe there's more to do later. You know that a layer has been removed. You can feel a shift. It's such a powerful healing mechanism. Such a powerful healing mechanism. So remember, if anything is not flowing in your life, just a gentle reminder to bring in that Ho'oponopono as well. If money isn't flowing, maybe get a dollar bill out and stare at it, so you're focusing in on it, and just keep Ho'oponoponoing it. See what happens. It's great. It's a great experiment, if nothing else. See what happens. Clearing those judgments on money. Do it with your perfectionism. Right, okay, are we done? Is there anything else to clear that's come up since Mop Up? Anything at all? Are there any vows to clear with perfectionism? Any contracts, any oaths, any promises, any spells, any hooks, anything there? No. So let's just seal the Akashic records. Okay, the team's happy. Is the high sub team happy? The soul happy? Yeah. Will it hold? Will it hold for everybody? Yes. Okay. Anything else to be done at this precise moment? No. Okay. Are the souls free? Yeah. Let's have a look where it's running now. It's running at 100 positive now. I'm so much lighter. Feels loads lighter now. And it begins to change. You can feel a radiation. It's a radiant love here. There. So there you go. A bit longer than intended. A lot longer than intended. My God, 33 minutes. Anyway, I hope it helps your perfectionism. I'm on to the next clearing now. So big love to you all. Keep those constructive suggestions coming, and so much love to you. Bye.